cases. I ain't gotta chase it. Money's moving to me. I'm a millionaire. Money better cases. I ain't gotta chase it.
Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? Happy Monday to you all. I hope that you're having an amazing day thus far. If you are, go ahead and comment below and let me know. Let me see who's here. Rep your city, rep your country. Let me know where in the virtual building you are watching me from today. Let's make sure you all can actually hear me. If you can hear me, type the number one. Make sure this is working, y'all. Okay, I think it is. I think it's working. Go ahead, let me know. Rep your city, rep your country. Let me know where in the virtual building you are watching me from today. Let me know who is here. Rep your city, rep your country. Let me know who is here in the virtual building with me this afternoon. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to share with you all what it is that I am doing and what this is all about. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my intro as I always do. My name is Sharita Leon. I went from being a homeless, disabled single mom to a two-time #1 best-selling author with books that were on the bestsellers list for over 2 years straight. I'm also a life, relationship, and business coach, an internet marketing strategist, entrepreneur, international speaker, and the protege of the legendary Les Brown, a forex trader and investor. And I empower my tribe to live their God-given purpose while creating wealth and have healthy relationships. I'm also a believer, and my faith is exuded in all that I do. So welcome everybody, welcome, and happy Monday once again. Y'all, listen, I'm super excited, right? I'm going to share with you why I'm excited. Now, it seems as if I am having some technical difficulties over here. I want to make sure that everything is flowing the way it needs to. So if you all can hear me and see me, please say something, comment, let your girl know, okay? So this is Coffee Break with Sharita, and I'm super ecstatic about this because listen, I know that throughout the day, people are probably getting a little tired around this point. They're at work and they're like, oh, they're over it. They want to go home. They need that extra boost and not just energy, but they need a word, right? They need some inspiring thoughts or maybe just to laugh a little bit, right? Well, this is exactly what Coffee Break with Sharita will be. So I'm going to be here every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? As long as our schedule permits, where you will have your dose of inspiration, all things love, life, and business to get you that extra that you need, right? And so, of course, you could not have Coffee Break with Sharita without some coffee, right? So I have my Capri CBD coffee, honey, and listen, we're gonna get right into it. So this is not to be a long, drawn out segment. This is literally about a quick 10 minutes or so to get you your extra inspiration for the day. So today what I want to touch on is vulnerability, right? Now, vulnerability is not an exciting word, right? It's not sexy. It's not like, oh, I can't wait to be vulnerable. Like, no one gets excited about that, right? But vulnerability is super freeing, right? It's super freeing. I was having a conversation with one of my friends and with one of my business partners, and I was sharing to them how I literally was getting vulnerable with someone and sharing something. Now, I was saying how I hadn't really been that vulnerable in a long time. And it wasn't just about being vulnerable, sharing some things that I have gone through in my past, but it was more so speaking of a current situation, speaking of evolution and evolving, right? Personally, and literally being able to share with other people. Hey, Sabrina, sharing with other people how I felt about a particular situation and being strong all the time, right? And I think this is a conversation that needs to be had because when you are an individual that is a leader, whether you are someone that is a leader in business, a leader in ministry, a leader in your family, whatever, male or female, we have this tendency to always seem as if we're always strong, we're always able to do everything and conquer the world. But the truth is, we are not always like that, right? And every person needs to have a moment of vulnerability and someone in which they can be vulnerable with. And the reason why that is simply put, vulnerability is freeing. Oh my gosh. It is freeing to be vulnerable. And why is that? Well, one, it takes the weight off of you all of the time, right? It takes the weight off of you always feeling like you have to do something. Now, for me, I'm the type of person that I'm like, if I can't do it, it can't get done. All right. I'm like, no one can do it as good as I do. Like, if I'm trying to show someone how to execute something, it's like, you didn't do it quite right. But that is a mindset that has to be done with, because you will never be able to do every single thing. And you should not want to do everything by yourself. So when you are allowing yourself to be vulnerable with someone, it allows you to take the burden off of you always having to be this idea of perfect. It also allows for you to let someone else in, right? It allows you to allow someone else to come in and show you maybe what you may not see within yourself, maybe show you a different perspective, but it allows somebody else to pour back into you. Now, I'm gonna sip my coffee on that real quick. As someone who is, oh, that tastes so good, y'all. Oh, that tastes so good. That caprice though, ladies, you better get you some, and fellas. But no, as you are someone that's always pouring into other people, it is very crucial and imperative that you have someone else that can pour into you. And vulnerability allows you to do that. Now, the problem is a lot of people are afraid of vulnerability because of the backlash that can happen if someone throws back in your face what you've done, right? And the truth is, vulnerability is not the problem. It's being vulnerable to the wrong people. Thank you, Sabrina. I appreciate that. It's being vulnerable to the wrong people. It's for you now to be discerning as to who can I be vulnerable with and allow myself to be completely free and open, and boom, now they can pour back into you. Are you allowing people to pour back into you? Yes, I know you're strong. Yes, I know you got it. You're this super independent woman. You're a king that runs empires. Yes, I know. But are you allowing someone else to pour into you? Yeah, go ahead and share this video. Listen, we are not meant to be islands. We are all meant to come together and work as community in one way or another. Now, your community may look different than mine, but it is imperative that community is part of what you live by, right? And so I was having this conversation and I was sharing with someone about me being vulnerable. And I sent someone a message and I was sharing some things about me and how I don't always want to be super strong. Anybody else can relate to that? I don't want to always have to be strong. I don't want to have to always make the decisions. I don't want to have to always do everything. I just don't. I want to have my strength shown in rest. Oh, I hope y'all got that. I sometimes want my strength to show up in rest. See, we've been taught for so long that strength is this bold, loud, courageous sound and being, seen and making the hard decisions and doing everything. But that's not always true. Your strength can show up in just being silent. Your strength can show up in just allowing someone else to lead. Let me talk to my single wives for a moment. Especially those of you that are super independent like me, right? Well, I used to be. I'll say that. I used to be. I'm not independent anymore. Now I choose to be interdependent. Grand difference, right? As a woman who is able to do so many things, especially if you're a woman who has been single for some time, you own your own home, you pay your own bills, all that good stuff. When it's time for you to transition and get into a relationship, be it a marriage, and it's time for you to become vulnerable, that could be a very scary thing, right? Because you're used to calling all the shots. And so for some, we see our strength as I got it done, I can do it, I don't need you. But there's a different type of strength that shows up when you can rest in someone else's ability to lead. Oh, y'all better go ahead and say amen to that. There is a totally different type of strength that is portrayed when you can say, I'm going to let you do whatever you want to do, sir. Yes, sir, you have your way. Amen. I trust that you got this. That's a different type of strength. There is strength in resting. Oh, come on, somebody. There is strength in resting. And so I'm choosing to show my strength in other ways these days. I don't know about you, but I am choosing to show my strength in other ways. In my vulnerability and my transparency to the right people and or situations. Hey, Miss Carolyn, there are people that will be inspired by that. There are people that will be encouraged by you being vulnerable and showing people that you don't always get it right, or showing people that there will be another way of getting something done. There is strength in vulnerability. There is strength in resting. Be still and know what? That I am God. That stillness is a measure of vulnerability, right? That stillness is saying, okay, I may not have all the answers right now, but I trust that you do. And is not the husband supposed to be the example of Christ? Are we not all supposed to be submitted unto Christ? Are we not supposed to be submitted unto his leadership and guidance and resting in God's ability to do all that he said he's going to do? Talk to me here, people. Talk to me. Y'all, my caprice got me right. I'm feeling good, y'all. I'm getting to my Zen place. I'm telling you, this Caprice coffee, quick sponsor moment here, right? This Caprice CBD coffee will truly shift your mood. You hear me? Get you good, especially if you're at work and you need that coffee break right now. You need that extra boost of Zen to deal with your coworkers. Honey, get you some of this Caprice. You hear me? So I feel like to say, vulnerability can be freeing for you. Don't carry all of the weight of life on your shoulders alone. You don't have to. I'm releasing you today to allow someone else in. I'm releasing you today to allow someone else to pour back into you. I'm releasing you today to show your strength in your rest, to show your strength in your ability to say yes and let someone else lead the way. So be vulnerable today to the person, to the people, to the things that will serve you well, that will inspire you, encourage you, and help take that burden away, right? Cast your burdens. Don't carry all that stuff by yourself, right? There's no need. And in you freeing yourself and you being vulnerable, it allows you to elevate and grow to a higher version of yourself. There are aspects of you that you've not even met yet because you're so busy holding on to your former identity, holding on to the things that people have done to you. There's a space waiting for you that says freedom. But you won't meet that place until you let go and be okay with letting someone else take the wheel. So listen, y'all. We've had our cup of coffee today, shared some words of inspiration, wisdom with you, and even touched on some love, right? Apply them today. Apply them today to allow you to seek and receive all of the good things that God has in store for you. It's yours. You might as well go ahead and get it, right? So listen, thank you for joining me for my first episode of Coffee Break with Sharita, where we will be here Monday through Friday around 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your dose of inspiration, all things love and life and business, and an opportunity for you to get you a dose of this Caprice CBD coffee, y'all. So listen, if you haven't had your CBD coffee yet, go ahead and inbox me and I'll share with you how you can do so. I thank you all for watching. Until next time, only believe until the end and go get your life and a cup of Caprice coffee. Be blessed, y'all.
I'm a millionaire. money better cases. I ain't gotta chase it. I'm a millionaire.
Get your money. Get your money.